That's right. It's time for the Dog and Chicken Show. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode 61 of the Dog and Chicken Show. We are live Thirsty Thursdays. Hope you brought your drinks and ready to have talk some shit. That's pretty much what we do here on Thursdays. Yeah. Just drinking beer for me tonight. Tell me what you got going on.
I am starting off with a wonderful Scotch Oban 14. It's a beautifully mellow, honeyed, sweet, marvelous Scotch. I highly recommend it.
Awesome. Kevin, welcome to the show. Been a few weeks since we had you on. How you doing, brother? What you drinking?
I've been good. Just working. Got stuck in Colorado for the last couple of weeks, and I'm drinking Old Classic Busch Light. So I like a Zippy, as you can see.
That looks like Justin. Oh, Keystone and Fireball. Wow,
man. Fuck, you had a frat party?
Right?
What's it like to hate yourself so much? What is that like?
I don't know. It's not so bad, Kevin. It's not so bad. Some days are okay.
And returning champion, Tom from Tomfoolery. How you doing tonight, sir?
Doing well. I'm not drinking anything today. I got work in the morning, so y'all have that.
Fair enough.
Me too. Gosh. All right, that's fine. Ooh, little jealousy going on with the Oban. That's all he likes to drink. He just misses those frat parties, apparently.
I get it. I can't recover. I don't know if I could drink a 30-pack of Keystone Light and a bunch of Fireball and function for the next week. That would be rough.
Remember
Not
those
with that attitude, you can't.
Remember those Keystone commercials?
Oh, dude, he was awesome.
He was the.
Who is that? He's so cool. That's Keith Stone.
Obviously, Keith Stone. The gas station used to have the cardboard cutout of him standing next to Sasquatch, and I was trying to nab it before it disappeared, but no such luck. Because if I got that, it'd be up behind me right now.
Yeah, that's too bad. That would have been epic. It's like when I had that
R2D2, but on Amazon,
remember that R2D2 roll around beer singles cooler I had from the gas station for a long time? That thing was tits.
Hell yeah. It was.
I don't even remember how I got that.
Neither.
And yes, he has a Keith Stone shirt too. Fantastic.
Ooh.
That's awesome.
That's sexy.
All right. Should we jump right into it? Let's get the drinking game, I guess, pulled up. We better make sure we get that updated. Since
don't like jumping. Can we not jump?
Okay, let's don't jump. I'm okay with that. So drinking words tonight. Wow. If we talk about debate, flies, fracking, fake news, or governor, those are our devilish words to get us drunk.
Now.
Yes.
So I just jumped on Amazon to see if they maybe had a Keith Stone cardboard cutout, and I didn't find that. But this is what popped up.
Jesus, is that Putin on a horse?
It's Putin on the horse
and Waldo.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
is that RBG?
What the fuck?
Yeah, it is. So there you go. When you look up Keith Stone, that's those are a few of the first ones that pop up.
Dude, I'd get that Putin cutout. I would have that in my house.
I know that. That is pretty sweet.
Something about a shirtless Putin is what ties the evening together. You know, just a few beers, and you're like,
it's like a nice rug.
Comrade Commissar Putin, I love you. Good night, sir.
How are you, Donald Trump?
Donald Trump, how you know nothing when it comes to Vladimir Putin.
Oh, there's our first drink. I heard The Fly was deported this morning. I only seen a few good memes. We were talking about it last night. The left sucks at memes. The best one I seen was a fly on Trump's head. We'll drink again, and it said, "Always landing on shit." So that was the funniest one I seen.
You mean it's not a Joe Pedo coming at you?
No. I really hope Pence shows up to the next news conference with a fly swatter. That's another drink. That'd make it all better. He's got to have a sense of humor about it, otherwise this is going to haunt him for a week.
I saw someone did the I think it was a Hydra meme initially, where it's like 3 like identical dragon heads all attached to the same body or whatever. And someone did like 2 goofy faces and like a serious dragon face, and it was like presidential debate. And then it cut to like 3 serious faces, and it was like vice presidential candidate debate. I was like, all right, that's fair.
A little cartoon.
I saw no good ones. Like, they were all seriously crap. When I got on TikTok today, I swear the first 20 videos I went through were about The Fly. None of them were good. Like, they were all sorry. Yeah. I'm not drinking today, so I can say it all as much as I want.
Oh, you dick. Oh. Yeah.
I got some coming up here.
Oh, we'll got some memes? Got some memes for us?
Yeah, I got a few popping up, so
I gotta tell you, as much as I dislike both of the candidates right now, while I was in Colorado, Tinder profiles are pretty funny. Where it's like, if you support Trump or if you support so-and-so, just swipe left. And it's like, I mean, that's like a challenge to just swipe right and prove to you that you're wrong. But whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, it doesn't matter.
It's a good way to get trolled, isn't it? Like,
exactly. It's like we all suck. All the candidates suck. What do you really care right now? What does this election matter to you?
Yeah.
And Amanda's back tonight. Yay. We get to make fun of Amanda. No, just kidding. Let's see what he got here. All of America when a fly landed on Mike Pence's hair. Yep. That's another drink.
We quit listening to everything they were fucking saying and just focused on that. Is that a bug? It is a bug.
Yeah.
It's a fucking bug.
It was very
I was hoping to find the one. There was one that they turned him into a lizard and a tongue was coming out, snatching it. I should have saved that one. That was like the only good one I saw today.
Yeah, there wasn't a
lot of good ones. There you go. I mean,
that's the best I got. Yeah. Okay.
My favorite thing about as dark as it is,
that's really
as dark as it is, my favorite thing about the whole Ruth Bader Ginsburg thing was everyone doing the acronym for RBG, but they would typo it or like autocorrect for them. It'd be RGB. And I was like, what do you care about RGB lights for your computer? And they're like, no, RGB for life. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like, I get it. Like, you like lights.
You know, HDMI is way better, man. Like,
I was just dying laughing every time I saw RGB instead of RBG. I was like, all right, you have a really cool computer setup. That's what this sounds like.
Oh, Phil sent one to you, chicken. Check that one out.
Oh boy,
I was cracking up the entire time though on that during that whole fucking duration of after RBG's death. I was just like, all right, you guys all like video games. That's cool. I like it. Welcome to the community.
Probably
it's cool that
over all of their heads too.
It's cool that a Supreme Court justice's death, brought you into the computer world. But come on, that's what it takes. Come on, we like you.
Justin, last night we had the meme contest, and a bunch of people commented on all the Kamala Harris faces, and Justin was all over it, dude.
Yeah,
Justin crits in the comments.
What the fuck is that, Data?
The fly.
That one's pretty good.
Jeff
I like
fucking
that
Goldblum as the flag.
Anytime you get a Jeff Goldblum reference, that's great. All right. Now we got that all out of the way. Jesus,
that's a good start.
What are we talking about tonight?
Let's open it up because we finally we brought this up a couple of weeks ago. Let me share my screen again here. But there's finally a state that's got enough balls to actually do something about cuties. Looks like Texas is charging with lewdness. This is a Rolling Stones article we got pulled up. Texas grand jury indicted Netflix for the controversial movie. And, of course, Rolling Stones. Got to do here's why that's essentially meaningless. I fucking hate Rolling Stones. They used to be good. So yeah, finally, and granted the lewdness laws that they're trying to indict them on, this is probably a nothing burger. It's probably more of a hey, look at us, we stand for something. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on this? I don't see anything happening here.
I think you're right. I think it's more of a olive branch to the people who are offended by it. Like, hey, obviously this is going to go nowhere, but we're going to do something, plant our flag on our stance. I guess it's more symbolic than it is hoping to achieve something. I don't think anything's coming from it. You're right.
Yeah, it says here the context behind the indictment, including the hypercharged political climate during the election year, blah, 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 is worth noting. Former federal prosecutor Duncan Levin dismisses the idea that the indictment means much of anything, citing the adage that the grand jury is likely to bring an indictment against a ham sandwich. So,
what are they going to get ham?
Yeah, right. I view this case more as a culture wars attack on sexualized film than a law enforcement issue, he says. And probably this is a strike back on the culture wars is probably the best way to put it. Let's see.
I don't know. I feel like if any state is going to be able to accomplish getting away with murdering or going after pedophiles in this case.
I was like, what?
Well, just
we're going dark here.
It's like a new version of Dexter.
It is.
Yeah.
But in past history, when it comes to child sexual abuse or child pedophilia cases, it seems like Texas kind of wins when it comes to people getting the justice they deserve. Because there's a father who didn't even shoot or go after just plain aggressive, just beat to death the dude who sexually assaulted his daughter and got off of all charges because the court was like, he defended his daughter. So I feel like Texas might be the only state that might be able to get some ground on that. But I just feel like in general, Netflix kind of flubbed the whole thing by changing the movie posters and doing their whole process. Because initially the movie was about this is awful. This is what children go through because their parents want the money and attention. But then Netflix was like, we're going to sexualize all of the movie posters and make this movie into way worse than it originally was intended.
Yeah, I like Project Sad Face. This is pretty good. The series of comments we got here. I feel your child wants to twerk. They have the right. Not my child, though.
Exactly.
Big news. Yes, I'll say it so we can drink. That was pretty good.
Well, it's like the fucking people who try to just entice all kinds of things.
Damn you, Buddha.
Yeah, damn you, Buddha. But it's everyone's gonna want to preach, what's morally right, but as soon as like someone brings up something else, they're like, oh no, I would never do that unless it was my daughter. It's like, so if this was your daughter, you would kill someone. It's like, no, I would never. And it's like, yeah, of course I would.
Yeah, I don't think anybody knows until they're in the moment. I think some people that say they would chicken shit out of it, and people that don't think they would might actually fucking snap. So hopefully nobody ever has to find out what they would or wouldn't do in that scenario. That's all I can hope for.
Well, it's like it's like Hostel 2, where the one dude who like paid for both, the one dude who paid for both of them was like hyper aggressive the whole time. And then when it came down to it, he's like, "Oh, I can't kill this girl." But then his buddy, who was like, the introvert, like, "Oh, I don't know if I want to go or whatever." All of a sudden, he was like ready to murder everyone in that fucking building.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's just like
serial killers just waiting under the surface. Yeah.
I don't know what Amanda's talking about.
Neither do I. Under the First Amendment.
Is she watching another show and like commentating on that?
That's what it seems like.
But with that comment, I feel like it is under the First Amendment, I guess, but still, child pedophilia and child sex trafficking is not protected under any amendment. That's very frowned upon still, which is almost what Cutie kind of boils down to.
Maybe she's saying that it's like freedom of speech, but children don't have rights the same way that adults do. Like they can't carry guns. They don't have freedom of speech. They don't have freedom of movement. Like if their mom or dad tells them to go to their room, they have to go to their room. If their mom and dad tells them to go mow the lawn, that's slave labor technically. They don't have rights. Like they're not allowed to. They have no rights like regular adults do. So even simple things like freedom of speech, what we would consider rights for all Americans, kids don't have those rights until they're 18.
Well, I don't think any kid should have that. Because I know for a fact that most kids until they're 21 and discover that, drinking isn't all that it's cracked up to be and are able to develop some maturity.
It says blasphemy.
But nobody fucking develops any kind of real maturity until like after 21 plus. So to like try and say that no, we do not. But like,
hang on.
Let's says we need to allow children to carry guns. Yes,
there we go.
That's good.
I just feel like it's a fine line to say that people deserve their rights, but at the same time, like when it comes to kids, we need to protect them until they're able to make their own choices. Which it feels like this and like other things are not trying to do. They're not trying.
That's what it boils down to. It's you're talking about kids that are under the double-digit age yet, and it's about people's instinct to protect those children. And when you see something like this, and you think about the world we're living in, especially like in a state like Nebraska, where we have a very real problem with the interstate running straight through the state, and it's very high traffic as far as human trafficking goes. So people see this on different levels depending on where they're from, but everybody's natural instinct is to want to protect these children, whether they're a parent or not. That's just a basic human reaction to seeing something like this. If it's not something, if you don't understand the world, of the child pageantry stuff, you're probably going to look at it in a pretty negative light because it's been painted in a really bad picture for years now, and rightfully so in a lot of cases. Because to be fair, it has been overly sexualized, and these kids are being put through the ringer in a lot of cases. We're talking on the extreme side, they're being forced to not eat and keep up an image and have makeup caked on and caked, rigorous diet and exercise. It's ridiculous at the age of some of these kids are put through. Well, their body's still developing. And again, that's just that human instinct kicks in and you want to protect these kids. But, they're not all bad, I'm sure, but they all do get painted kind of in the same light.
There's been a constant campaign, though, by the left against like child pageantry and stuff like that. And it just seems like I almost want to say it's a little hypocritical of both sides, because the left is like defending a movie that does seem to sexualize children. but they're also saying like this movie is to say we need to stop sexualizing children. This is what, this is what girls go through at a very young age, learning what it's like to live in a society that will sexualize you your entire life, that will, that your entire currency in life will be how good you look, how presentable you are. And that literally all young women go through this as they grow up. And then, but then you look at the right and like, we're very old fashioned. We're conservative. Like that's the way it is. Women are supposed to look good. We're supposed to enjoy looking at them. Stuff like, child pageantries and stuff. It's just cute. It's just fun. Like it's okay. It's not a big deal. And so when the left, was upset about child pageantries and we're over here like, yo, it's not that big of a deal. Like chill out. Now it's kind of crossed the other way around where we're like, yo, y'all took this too far. And they're like, no, we're still saying the same thing. Y'all are the ones who changed your message.
Yeah. We do have some drinks to catch up on. Tragic Side Face is very disappointed that we didn't address his comment of like 8 drinking words. So cheers,
here it is. Let's debate about the flies that are fracking up north, but the governor is just calling it fake news.
I don't know.
Fair enough.
I'm supposed to chug scotch.
I don't know why you are the way that you are, but I don't like it.
Yeah,
that's Kevin's nice way of calling you a dick.
10 Men had one. Children lack the capacity for informed consent. That's why we don't allow children to enter into contract, and that kind of dips into that whole age of maturity thing. Now, granted, kids all mature mentally and physically in a different rate, but yeah, you can't really. when they're 9-10 years old, no, you can't put a kid into a contract, and in a lot of cases it's a little ludicrous to put them on a stage and have to expect them to do things that an adult would do. So yeah, I absolutely agree. 10 men.
Yeah.
I just think the whole thing in general is a joke, because like I understand the initial purpose behind cuties, but it's still creepy, especially to sell to Netflix, which has been trying to like just push itself as a streaming platform and produce and whatever else like comes along in the movie business. And I don't know. It just seems kind of like fucking sketch to me entirely to have even put cuties on their streaming service. But to change the posters from the like original, this is gross, like we need to like stop the objectification of women from the early age that they start, to all of a sudden it's like, oh, look how cute these little girls are while they dance for this pageant. It's like Netflix, that's kind of fucked up.
Creeps on YouTube going, the blonde one's supposed to be hot. That was fucking weird.
Yeah, like it's just fucking stupid. Like the entire thing in general is just kind of like gross to observe.
There was a guy who did he does like movie reviews and stuff like that, especially on independent films, and he seems pretty far left. But the guy, when he did his review, he was like, this movie's supposed to make you feel something. It's supposed to make you understand what young girls go through, and it's supposed to make these girls attractive. And I'm getting like a half chub over here watching this movie, and it makes me realize how wrong this sort of stuff is, and that we need to do something about it. I'm like, whoa, did you just say you got a half chub watching these little girls?
That was like my comment. I was like, one, it's a little girl. You shouldn't have had any sort of chub in the first place. 2, get the fuck off of this platform. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
At least it wasn't a full chub.
Yeah.
I don't know what's
it's acceptable. Half chubs are acceptable on YouTube. Susan WikiWiki allows half chubs.
I'm such a bad pedophile. I can only get half a chub, guys. I'm so disappointed. You're gonna have to kick me out of Napa now.
Yeah. I'm not even a pedophile. I was only at like 3/4, guys. It wasn't even half. Guys, wasn't even half mass.
What this is, it's a conspiracy to sell more big dick pills. That's all this is. The guy's like,
Get
"Oh, I
ready for
can't
more
get it up for
text."
little girls. I need to get some dick pills."
That would have been great if that was his sponsor. He was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I had a half chub, and it shows us that we really shouldn't be doing this to little girls." Real quick though, Viagra is, just
Yeah.
if you're only getting half chubs watching little girls, Viagra
What was
can
the-
help you today.
Oh,
What was
we're
the
never gonna
brand
get sponsored.
of,
Jesus.
What was the boner pill brand where it was the guy that smiled way too hard playing golf and shit, wearing like the tennis sweater around his neck?
Yeah, I don't.
Somebody remember that?
No,
God.
what's the Frank Thomas one where it has like all the rich white ladies like hanging all over this black dude? It's kind of funny. Like it's so raw.
Damn it.
Damn it,
Oh,
I can't think
it's
of it.
I know what you're talking about. Is it eugenics?
Yeah, eugenics. Yeah, well, and then the
Yeah.
name eugenics is so bad. Like,
Well, I think
name
that's
your
for
drink-
like testosterone, not specifically to make your dick hard. I'm sure it's a side effect,
the whole thing.
but I think it's to build testosterone.
When I first saw it, I really thought it was a joke. Like I thought it was like a parody commercial. So I was like, "Oh my god! Like this is pretty good
Hey,
writing."
Frank Thomas.
I was waiting for the punchline. It never came, and I was like, "Oh my god, that was real!" I was like, "What the fuck?"
This isn't an SNL skit.
Right.
he was
And I was like,
hosting.
and then they called it eugenics, and I was like, "Oh come on! There's got to be something to go here." Nope.
Yeah,
it
it's
was real.
eugenics. It's gonna help you have prettier kids. That's what the point in the pill is.
Yes. Oh,
Son of a
shit.
bitch, Justin Chris got it. Enzyte, smiling
Yes. Oh,
There we
Bob,
go.
Yes, that was his name.
Bob. Cuties will be right back after this. Here's Smiling Bob with Enzyte.
Oh no.
Like, fuck. Like, missed opportunities. Netflix.
Missed.
Way to drop the ball.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'm
Hulu
definitely
Live will have
making-
the balls.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm definitely making some new YouTube videos tonight.
Yep.
I'm clipping together some
Yeah.
some
He gets
old
some ideas
Viagra commercials. Yeah.
Project Sadface said, just like you can't drink or smoke, but you can sign up to fight for your country. Now that's a little older, but I do agree with you. I think that's horseshit. If I'm old enough to go get shot, if I'm old enough to go get shot for my country, I better be able to fucking buy whatever the hell I want. So
We're all too old to go get shot now. Sorry.
my half chubs.
None
noticeable,
of
Chris.
us.
Talking about chubs still.
I could still sign back
I
up
think
if I
it's a good
wanted to.
Could you, though?
I mean, I'd have to like do some work to get in shape for the physical.
They would
part,
literally call you grandpa. Would it be worth it?
They'd have him train other people.
but- not really.
He'd be dishing out slop in the mess line.
No, in boot camp, there's a dude who was 29, which is 2 years older than I am now, and he was
Man,
still
that's
going to
ancient.
boot camp. Oh, he was fucking ancient. We all gave him shit, but he still came
See?
out. He's all right. He made it.
Urasama says, should be a Biden-Trump debate question. That's a drink. We will present you with 3 different scenarios. Tell us what percentage of chub you feel is okay.
It should be like the little like black blobs that are on the piece of paper. And like, how much of a chub does this give you?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, like the ones that the
Vice
papers
President
fold in
Biden,
half,
you
yeah.
go first. Well, that one looks
Like
like
a-
corn pop.
Yeah.
No, Biden would be like, "Is that a child?"
No, he'd be like, I can't see it. Bring it over here. I need to sniff it.
Yeah, can I sniff? Oh, that smells like my sister, the love of my life. My wife.
Hold on. We got back and forth in the chat again. Urasama and
Here we
Project
go.
Sad Face. I'll read that
here
later.
we
Fight,
go.
fight.
You're Osama and Project going back and forth.
Love it.
It is fun to read.
Fucking love it.
I
Yeah.
mean, there's lots of
We don't
times
even
when
need
I'm not on the screen, and then all of a sudden, like you guys go off the comments for a while, and me and your Osama are just going back and forth, and you guys come back to the comments and you start clicking. You'll just scroll like halfway down and click on one, and you'll be like, so Tom said this. I'm not sure. I guess he was talking about what we were saying earlier, and then you guys start responding. When me and Urasama, we're just having our own conversation. You guys are like guessing like what it is we're saying and responding to them, having nothing to do with what we're talking about. We're like really typing over and over. We're like, guys, this has nothing to do with y'all. This is our own conversation, but you're so far up in the comments, you never get to that part where we're like,
hey, you guys on the screen, stay out of our private conversation.
Yeah.
We're having a chat over here. Okay, mind your own fucking business.
Yeah.
No,
go fuck yourself.
It's really hard sometimes. Like, I'll jump in Tom's chat on his show. And he'll say something, and I'll be like, "Oh, I got a zinger," and I'll throw it in the comments, and he won't get to it for like 5 minutes. He'll pop it up and be like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" Like, I'm like, "God damn it, Tom! That was good 5 minutes ago. It's stupid now."
It was great. It sounded awesome.
Let's see what else we got here. Let's catch up on comments. Sorry, I'll back off the
Amanda,
keyboard.
only P want to make this movie pedophile. What?
Want to make
only P want to make this movie pedophile? Want to make it that way? I don't think pedophiles came to my child. How do you know?
Pedophiles.
How do you know? How the fuck do you know? You can't know. That's the thing. Most of them don't like wear a scarlet letter that says, "Hey, I like kids a little too much."
You can look them up on the map. Like,
if they've been caught.
It wasn't too long ago that YouTube changed all of their rules to where we have to go through like a completely different process putting our videos onto YouTube because pedophiles were watching gymnastics videos, watching little 12-year-old girls in gymnastics, and they had their own like code language in the comments. And this went on for like 10 years where every time they'd put up gymnastics videos, they'd get like millions of views and there would just be like millions of comments and nobody knew what was going on. And eventually people, it was probably the Pizzagate people who like figured it out in all honesty. And then all of a sudden, like everything changed, like YouTube just changed everything. There's not even allowed to be like monetized kids shows on YouTube anymore. It's not allowed. Like, it's so weird.
Well, and they would, a lot of those, like the channels where you see the people playing with toys, you know, some of those were just fronts where they'd be playing with toys and then they were just trying to get a bunch of subscriptions from, you know, kids with their own YouTube channel so they'd know who to fucking target. It's just fucking disgusting. Like, I completely hate the whole, I'm glad it didn't go as far as we thought it was going to when COPPA was originally coming down, but I completely understand why.
What in the world? We're talking about pedophilia, and Urasama said, "Dude, I remember when I got exposed. So messed up."
I don't know. Hold on. Before we get into that.
I remember when that.
We got to back up. We got to back up.
Not I.
He got 25-year sentence from what I found on Google. This is Bob the Enzyte guy is who he's talking about.
Bob?
Bob. Yes.
Bob.
The rise and fall of the Cincinnati Boner King. That's stupid fucking pop-ups.
Style
GQ, baby.
Hell
no
yeah.
Way. No thanks. Get out of here. All right. Steve Warshock made millions on natural male enhancement. Now he's doing hard time. Oh, love the wordplay. Oh, there he is, smiling Bob.
Smile.
Yeah. Wow. Is he really doing 25 years? What'd he do? Does it say?
You know, I would hope. Urasama. Tom's trying to get me banned over here. Well, that's what Tom's all about the cancel culture.
Oh, dude, the dog and chicken know all about that.
Yep.
Yeah, every time I come on, they're like, Tom's trying to get us banned again. I'm like, guys, this is what I say on my shows all the time. Like, I don't know.
We know. You're the most easily misquoted, out of context YouTuber out there, Tom. It's too easy.
Okay. Well, this is a boring story. He got 112 counts of mail fraud, bank fraud, credit card fraud. So
it does seem common though that like commercial stars are getting in a lot of trouble. Like you remember the Yeah, the Subway dude, the Dell guy. Dude, you got to get a Dell. Yeah. Who was it? Who was the towel guy who like always had like perverted sayings in all of his commercials? Like
ShamWow guy.
ShamWow, yes, yeah, he went to jail for a long time.
He did.
Who was? I know there's some others. Like there's like a common trend apparently with commercial stars getting arrested.
Speaking of trend, I'm noticing a trend about Urasama here. Urasama's got some weird comments. I don't know what this is about. God.
His arm is so strong because he was always jacking it on the moon.
I actually know exactly conversation.
What that was about. Look at Brennan.
Yeah.
Look at Brennan. He's
just like, no, fuck that.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That was a fun episode and fun post show. The opening to the post show was awesome. Well, it's not on the drinking rules, but Tony's kid interrupted, so we'll do it.
He said, "You smell funny, Dad, and you're also really short."
Aw. Yeah, high five.
Oh, high five. That was cute. All right. You don't smell funny anymore, Tony.
All right. We'll get Tony back on here shortly. Let's see. What else we got here? Tom trying to get me banned. We already talked about that. And Kofefe. All right. Let's move on to the next one.
What do we got?
What do we got? Let's jump into. We're gonna have to say a drinking word on this one. Let me pull it up here.
You better not. I've had way too much already.
Oh, I know. Come on. There we go. FBI says Michigan anti-government group plotted to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Authorities charged 13 men. I thought it was 6. Holy shit, 13. Some of whom were accused of plotting to storm state capitol building and planning to start civil war. I don't know how much you guys had seen of this. This was today. Yeah. It was this morning or last night, one of the two.
I mean, I had just been telling you guys the other day that like there's been mass conversations all over the internet about starting the Civil War and that it was time and that they were all waiting for Trump to say the code word in the last debate and then they were all going to go. And I've been sending you guys like videos of Proud Boys and people saying like, yeah, we're just waiting for the Civil War to start, man. We're getting our bullets stocked up and everything. Like we're all just we're ready. We're ready for Trump to give us the go word.
So a lot of that is hyperbolic, right? I mean, 9 times out of 10, the people saying that shit aren't serious. They're talking shit.
I think they think they're serious. I think they think they're serious. I do, because lots of them are talking about how like if Trump loses, like we're gonna know it's a hoax and we're gonna start the next civil war. And it's like as much of a cult following he currently has, I don't see that as being too far off.
I don't know.
Clicking a pen. I don't think an actual civil war will truly start. But I do think lots of people on the right will truly try to start it. Like I think that could actually happen. So
I think it would if it's going to be the right, if it were going to be the right that kicked off some form of civil war, it would take an event. It would take something big that happened for the right to do that. I think on the other side of that, alone this year, we've seen, sanctuary states pop up from very non-right-leaning people. And obviously that's not the kickoff of a civil war by any means. But had that gone unnoticed by the government and left to do what it wanted, we don't know how far that would have gone if they would have actually had some form of sustainability. But again, I think it would take a big event on either side really to kick something off. And we've had a lot of big events in terms of landmark things that happen
really,
as far as racial tension goes.
I think the part you might be missing there is we haven't seen big events here. So this is in Michigan, right? Where dude, fucking, she's been ruthless with her shit, and Supreme Court struck down her lockdown procedures and mandates that she had, and she pretty much came out and said, yeah, well, fuck it, I'm still gonna do it anyway, and you still need to do what I say, and totally ignored checks and balances. Thank God the attorney general for the state came out and said, well, we weren't going to prosecute it. Like, you can say whatever you want, Whitmer, we're not going to prosecute. The Justice Department already, flagged this and said it's unconstitutional. But like, the way some of these folks see it is, think about it, since March they've been in hell, haven't had a job, and being told to do shit they don't want to do, and they can't do things that they do want to do. They can't go back to work because the governor's laws and edicts covers the whole state. It's not just, going for the big cities of Michigan. You can judge, you can give her shit on her response and how authoritarian it is, and be upset about that. But going civil war is, it's too far. But if you're not in that state living through some of that shit, like, I'm sure some of these guys probably lost their families, had loved ones die, people lost houses, fucking. What do you do when you're at wit's end? Fucking people snap, people lose their shit. So like, I get why there might be 13 seems kind of high though. That sounds a little bit more organized to me than I figured it'd be. 6. When I saw 6, I was like, I could see 6 crazy fucking people. But 13 seems a little bit more organized. Maybe they're loosely.
No, that's a group.
Yeah, maybe they're loosely related. I don't know, but you see what I'm saying? Like, having that different, like, South Dakota, our governor was just like, hey, people, be responsible. We'll be all right. And guess what? We're all right. Everything's fine here. Unless you're watching the news, you think we're all dying up here, but yeah.
Happens.
What was that?
I don't know what's going on. Anyway,
I think you're right. It's different depending on where you live and what things are happening. But I don't think that this would necessarily be that type of event that would kick something off of that scale. Now, granted, it might not take something gigantic, but it would take a snowball. And I don't know that this would be that snowball. Obviously, you're right. It's so much worse for so many other people in so many other places. But I don't know. This is just fucking weird. And like you said, 6. That was the first number I saw. Like you said, 6. Okay. Like these
seems a little
drinking buddies. Well, yeah, like these drinking buddies got together and said, fuck it, we're doing this. And then the number doubled. You're like, wait a minute. 13. That's like a privatized law enforcement agency. 13?
Right.
A baker's dozen? Really? No, something's not fucking right there.
No, something's up there, but I don't know. Tom's, you said it needs an event, and Tom alluded to, the election being that event. Well, we'll see how this plays out.
It could be.
That could be the tipping point, but honestly, I sent you guys that article, that one guy that threw like 1,000 letters away, and there was like voting ballots in there, but it was all in a Democratic district in low income black voter district, and I was like, here's the thing, the left that's always been like, we need this mass mail-in voting. You're gonna get affected too. Like, your votes aren't gonna count too. Like, it's not like the Republicans were screaming, this is a bad idea, this is a broken system. And it wasn't to just make sure that, their guy won. It was to make sure there was no doubt on who won, that everybody would have a chance to vote the same way. Now you don't know. You put your shit in the mail. There's actually, I think it was in Queens. I could be wrong. But there's a whole bunch of local government officials going around and telling everybody, I don't care if you want to do a mail-in ballot or any of this shit, that's fine, whatever. But I don't suggest putting it in the mail. Take it somewhere. Take it to a polling place yourself, or, make sure it gets to where it needs to go. Like, they are warning their constituents, whether you're an R or a D, your vote might not count if you put it in the mail. That's what some of these districts are saying now. So now these mail-in votes, if we have mass mail-in voting, which it looks like we're going to, and the election is as tight as we all think it might be, Jesus Christ, you might have something like this blow up on either side. Probably, this looks like, maybe more right-leaning, sure. I think you can make the argument either way, though, so just my thought.
Yeah.
That's your event. Tom's right. That's your event, the election.
No, I think it is, and but it depends on how it shakes out. If it just ends with very little controversy, which nobody's expecting, like what Biden said at the debate, he'll accept it, regardless of how it comes out. He would. I think if he lost the election, he would accept it, because I don't think he wants to be running anyway. Personally, I think he would accept it. The DNC is not going to fucking accept it. And that's the big difference. That's the only reason he'll end up fighting it, and it'll end up going to courts. Like we've all been saying, we don't expect this to pan out.
Oh, God, dude.
I disagree. I think that the DNC is more likely to accept it. And I think
they haven't accepted it for 3.5 years.
You didn't accept the last one over there.
I mean,
I don't agree with that either. I don't think that much that they've done has been all that illegitimate. So,
trying to remove a duly elected president for 3.5 years.
I don't know.
I don't think that
hardly
anything
seems like
they did
it.
to try to. I don't think anything they did to try to remove him was illegitimate. I think that the Ukraine thing was obviously, like, there was a lot of problems there. There was a lot of, like, corrupt things that he said and did. Whether or not it was worthy of impeachment, I don't know. But there were 100% problems there. Russia, they botched that hardcore. The Senate Select Committee said that obviously there was collusion, but they screwed it up. Mueller screwed that up amazingly. But again, like, I don't think that the stuff that they did was all that bad. And I've said, I don't think they've treated him unfairly. I think that Obama, who I am not
as
a fan
opposed to
of,
what? Hold on. As opposed to what? If they didn't treat him unfairly, that's saying they did treat him fairly.
I'm saying that all presidents have massive amounts of heat on them. The other side is always trying to screw with them, always trying to mess them up, get them off their game. Obama had never-ending, stuff coming at him from every direction, including Trump saying that he was an illegitimate president and that he shouldn't be president the whole time. With the birther stuff, like he said he was from Kenya. He wasn't even born in the United States. Like, Trump was constantly trying to get. Trump wasn't a politician at the time, but there were a lot.
He wasn't the only one saying it, though. They never tried to, like, take him to court and get him ousted because we actually believed he wasn't from America. Like, that was just the standard fucking drag the opponent through the mud shit.
If I remember correctly, I'll look this up real quick, but I feel like they did have impeachment hearings that never went anywhere.
Okay, so how much money was spent on shitting on Obama versus what the Democrats have spent shitting on Trump? How about that? Let's qualify it that way.
I think that they botched it hardcore. I think it was legitimate. I don't think that they I think that they screwed it up, though. Like, I think each time, even if there wasn't even if they weren't legitimate, they easily could have made it to where they could have impeached him, but they screwed it up so royally every single time. Like, they really did. The Democrats just walked around with their foot in their mouths the entire time.
It's okay. Pelosi and Adam Schiff are going back at it with the 25th Amendment now. Yeah.
Project Sadface said that's a fake news in the comments.
Didn't Pelosi actually say it? And we drink.
That's what I thought, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
I thought Pelosi, like, literally said it on a TV interview today.
Well, Urasama said
those words
earlier, you guys heard about Pelosi trying to get Trump impeached because he's not in his right mind because of COVID steroids. Project Sadface immediately said, that's fake news, Urasama. And he retorted with Google Trump 25th Amendment or Pelosi 25th Amendment. And Project Sadface says, well, that's not impeachment.
Semantics.
Well, no shit. It doesn't work overnight.
Yeah, there's an entire Wikipedia page about all of the hearings and attempts to get Obama impeached. But they were like, I think the fact that Democrats having the House right now makes a big difference as well.
Oh. I'm trying to read through those. Sorry. Yummy Democrats in my tummy.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know. I'm not going
And for dicks, I said impeachment. I know. I just had it on the screen. That's not impeachment. There you go. Don't misquote me for quoting you, Project Sadface.
Yeah, don't. It's like being at a debate and then telling the other person to stop talking because I want to debate.
Yeah.
That didn't happen last night.
Excuse me, Mr. Vice
I just said
President.
the D word like 3 times.
Yeah, I think we're overdue for a drink.
Yep.
Yeah.
How dare you?
And Tantoy Tin Man, they didn't screw anything up. Trump is just innocent. That's why he's been vindicated twice. Sunglasses emoji.
How
and
dare
Amanda
you?
says, TNC does not count. Is that what that stands for? Fuck me, I never knew that.
How about that? And vindicated. Yes, hopefully Phil can jump on with us here eventually. He's so busy working hard.
He is busy. This is his busy year. And then when that ends and he's like free, like he's gonna want a podcast every night. So
yeah, it'll get really annoying for us then. It'll be text
all right,
every night.
so
hey,
where were we? We were in the middle of disagreeing with shit before all you fuckheads in the chat had to distract us. God, you're such dicks.
Such dicks. Since we were talking about
huge, massive cocks.
Huge, massive, throbbing members.
Let's jump into this one then. So Trump just declassified information on the Russia investigations. This, of course, from National Review, says it might be too late.
Okay,
so
let me stop you right there. Hang on. You sent me a link on Spotify for about a 20, 25-minute audio summarization of this entire summarization of Trump beating the Russian impeachment trial, right?
Right.
This thing, the guy, I can't remember the guy who was doing the audio on it, but this thing read like Phil's audio erotica. The way this guy was talking and speaking. The evil Democrats and their flabbergasted jaws hit the floor when the valiant Donald Trump came out on his balcony and proclaimed, "This is my America." Okay, it wasn't quite that bad, but like I could just picture Phil like with his hand in his pocket, resisting the urge to reach
you get
a little further over. I did not.
Bringing it back.
Go ahead. Sorry, I had to bring that up. I'm listening to this. I'm like, oh my god, this almost feels gross, but I got to keep listening.
Oh, it was a good listen. I had fun.
Oh yeah, it was rough. I made it through.
So, without getting too deep into this, Tom and I talked a little bit about this already. From what I understand, like now. It depends. Be careful. If you want to research this, be very, very careful. Because if you get an op-ed, whether it be on the left or the right, you're going to get a whole bunch of conjecture and a whole bunch of weird shit that comes out of this. The facts in this are kind of what Tom alluded to. Is they really fucked up this whole Russia thing. And yeah, it probably it leads more to the idea that what we talked about with Obamagate is probably more likely the bigger issue here, but all of this kind of came out of nothing. But what they're going to try to tell you in these op-eds and these little opinion pieces is that it was specifically done by the DNC and Hillary Clinton. They made sure this was happening. And Tom, what was the actual quote that we had with it? It was something to do with Hillary was trying to distract.
Yeah, Hillary was trying to distract from the email server scandal, and that she was making sure that Trump's stuff with Russia was being investigated and was making sure that people were looking into it so that they could put the information out and distract from her email stuff. And so, like, that is as damning as it gets. Is she held an October surprise to make sure that her October surprise wasn't as big. And like, as I've said numerous times, like, I don't know that this is 100%, but I've gone through the evidence and it looks bad. The Senate Select Committee with 6 Republicans who all voted not to impeach, 6 Republicans and 4 Democrats. They came to a conclusion that that Russiagate, or that Russian collusion, was not a hoax from Trump. That it was that was as much as they were willing to say, is that it was not a hoax, but they weren't willing to say that, you know, they wouldn't say the words "he did collude." They just said it wasn't a hoax. And I think that's the wording from the Republicans, saying like, hey, okay, we have all this evidence, like, okay, fine, but let's not say he actually colluded. Let's not say that. Let's just say it's not a hoax. How about that?
Yeah, and I saw Urasama said he was trying to, or he was interested in learning more about this. Here's the worst thing on this, and you know, I spent a little while today trying to dig up stuff on here. Here's the shit part on it, is most of the articles are this fucking long. That's it.
Yep.
That's all you get. There is nothing out there with any substance in what is actually in these declassified documents. So I don't know if there's like a Freedom of Information Act that we're waiting on for people to dig through this. Like, but and then I see like Dems are really going after that this is just propaganda pretty much that Trump's putting out, because he's selectively picking these documents and slowly trickling them out, and it's only the ones that leave him looking more favorable, which I could totally see it. I'm not gonna stand against that idea.
I could see anybody doing that too. That's not something that I think is like a character trait specific to Trump. I think that any politician, if they had, it's especially one that is specific to Trump, but it's still something that I would see literally any politician doing, except for maybe like Mitt Romney, you know, Mike Pence.
Oh, come on. Don't put Romney on a pedestal. Pence probably wouldn't, but Romney, come on.
No, Romney has principles, man. That's why I like the guy. He doesn't play dirty.
Yeah, he has principles as a politician. They're all
real
the
quick,
same.
everybody.
They're all the same.
Hit the thumbs up buttons. Hit those thumbsies upsies. We got to get them on YouTube, on Facebook.
YouTube's weak tonight.
You say thumbsies upsies?
Thumbsies upsies, yeah.
He sure did.
I have a lot of comments.
Let's hear him.
Thumbsies up.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. No, I'm good. I got it. I'm happy.
I mean, this is something that I say on a consistent basis. I always tell my audience to hit the thumbsies upsies. I don't think it's that.
He also says kill all the white people every now and then.
I do.
Every now and then.
I always say that right before saying
that's what I was going to try to find.
Trump 2020, kill all the white people. Or kill perfect. All the... Oh, wait. Dang it. I screwed that up.
Oh, you can start over. I can take this out of context anytime.
Trump 2020, kill all the black people is what I meant to say.
Okay. Glad you corrected yourself there. All right.
Thank you.
Sign up for the Tomfoolery podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a half chub now. No.
Hang on. Every time Tom does that, it reminds me of something. I'm gonna try to pull it up here real quick. Let's see.
You had to say "hang on" before you were actually. Oh, okay. Is he looking for it now?
Don't forget to share audio, bud. There we go.
Is this Weird Al? Yeah, no, that's not.
Howard
we don't
Stern.
have the audio. That's your. We can hear it on your side.
Oh yeah, this is the Howard Stern "kill the white man" thing when he was trying to. Yeah.
Never seen Private Parts?
That was a
Oh
good
my
show.
God,
That was back when
that's
Howard
a
Stern
great
was
movie.
cool.
Oh, that's a great movie.
That's the one
I
on
know, he
like the
does look like
billboard
Weird
where
Al.
she's like big and naked and walking through the city, right?
Yeah, that's the movie poster. Correct.
Yeah.
Great
I
movie.
saw it. I have
Oh
no
my
clue
God,
what
I
you're
probably
talking about.
have it. Yeah,
Okay.
literally right here. Yeah, that one right there. Boom. Just like that.
All right. So anyway, this Trump's releasing these documents. Likely, I don't know. I'm kind of hoping there's more to come of it. Oh God, he's bringing out the props.
Oh my God. Are you sure you've never seen it? Because you've got his wig right there.
My hair's always been like this.
Okay.
On top of a hat.
On top of that. Could you at least put it under the hat?
Kevin, are you over there like fucking playing Black Ops or
I was
what?
born like this.
Well, I could be.
I woke up like this.
That I believe.
That I believe. Anyway, so I guess that can lead us into like the other things that have come out of this investigation. Tony,
Yeah.
just give it up. It's
I gave up a
God.
while ago.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Oh God, where'd it go? So one thing that did come out of this whole thing was this revelation of not Hunter Biden's Ukraine thing, but we heard Trump bring it up in the debate drink last week. But it did come out September 23rd, article from the Federalist. This is all over. It's not just Federalist. I know some people want to shit on that one for being righty, but new Senate report out Wednesday shows former Vice President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, accepted $3.5 million from the wife of fired mayor of Moscow in 2014. According to the joint report released by Senate Homeland Security and Government Affairs Committee with the Senate Finance Committee, a lot of committees, Jesus. Rosemont Seneca, an investment firm co-founded by Hunter Biden, received $3.5 million wire transfer from Elena Baturina in 2014 while his father, Joe Biden, was vice president. Firm also co-founded by John Kerry's stepson, Christopher Hines, which received money while Kerry was serving as the head of the State Department. Now, there was more. We all heard this like money laundering I don't know, accusation. Probably won't ever get proven, but this is where it stems from, because not only was there this $3.5 million money transfer from this Russian, she's the richest Russian woman, she's a billionaire, but she was also making payments to this investment firm that Hunter Biden and Christopher Hines both co-founded. What was the name of it again? It said it in there somewhere. Anyway, so they were accepting money from her and then paying off whatever debts and things she had. Sounds like a nice, easy way to launder money. So that's where some of the accusations and that got thrown around. But, like, okay, $3.5 million direct wire payment to them, supposedly just for fees for the work that they were doing for her. But it just looks bad, and that's why Trump brought it up in the debate. It looks sketchy. It looks anybody who's playing with that kind of money, and while your dad's the vice president at the time, just doesn't look good. And we all know Hunter Biden doesn't have a great past, so this is a really easy one. I told you somebody would shit on the Federalist. Look it up. Just type it in the Google search. It's on fucking CNN. It's on MSNBC. It's fucking on all of them, okay? So I just prefer to not listen to crazy, unhinged people. Hence the title of the show. Unhinged.
That's bullshit. Yes, you do. You fucking love listening to crazy, unhinged people. What the fuck are you talking about?
Every morning when I wake up
that with a
before work.
straight face. Yeah, but you prefer they talk about like toads on LSD with mushrooms from Mars and shit.
Hey,
Not
it's
like
real though.
Orange Man bad. You're not wrong.
Oh,
I wish you guys would work half as hard on Trump's. Have you ever bought a car and like instead of saying, yeah, I paid $3,000 for it, I paid like 300 for it just to, save on tax. Then shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Project Sad Face. The next time I'm on, I will be doing a full special on Trump's tax returns. So don't worry. Although we might also mention it tonight.
No.
But
yeah, we'll get into it eventually.
No.
So, Kevin, what do you think?
Of course,
since you're attentive, such an attentive guest on the show tonight, what are your thoughts on Hunter Biden getting $3.5 million wire transfer from a Russian?
I think it's all fucking stupid. It just seems like everybody
super
attacks.
Insightful.
No, it just seems like everybody attacks the person they shouldn't and ignores the person they should be going after. And that's...
Yeah, Kevin, don't tell him to shut the fuck up, you fucking...
I just did, you fuckhead.
That was directed to me.
But it just seems like everybody always jumps the gun without getting the evidence they need. And it seems like everything would be a lot better if everyone just kind of like, we're like, oh, you know what? You're right. My presidential selected candidate, the dude that I prefer to be in office, is an idiot. So why the fuck, why am I the way that I am?
Well, I mean, in the entire Ukraine case, a big part of it was, Trump offered money to the Ukrainian president to do what he wanted, and they said that they were going to withhold funds. And while Biden did this, it's on video. We have him incriminated. He's admitted it numerous times, and it's like, that's different, guys. Like, that was actually approved by the Congress to hold those funds because Congress is in charge of those funds. Trump, the president, is allowed to do whatever they want within 2-month window. Trump was long past that 2-month window. He's like 6 months later still holding that money and using it as a bargaining tool, which now, if it's not actually his anymore and his to use, then it kind of becomes blackmail, and that it's supposed to actually be their stuff. And it was just like, it was a completely different deal. But it did look really bad that the person that Biden was dealing with over there, and the person that he wanted to get fired was like a district attorney or a prosecutor, and the prosecutor was in the middle of litigation with Hunter Biden when Joe Biden is saying that they have to fire him in order for them to get their funds. So it was very messy and very confusing, but at the same time, it all seemed pretty straightforward as well. Like, it was all approved and it was all above board and above the table. So I don't know. It was a lot.
It is a lot. Everything's a lot these days.
So I guess let me come back to this real quick, because we're saying that it's not the same thing because we're talking about statutes limitations, and depending on which branch of government was overseeing this particular amount of money and who was in control of that branch of government, we're just arguing semantics. It's all fucking imaginary, made up rules anyway. So if the roles were reversed, and I get it, and laws are made to be tweaked by the exact same government that we're talking about. Okay. And that's what they do. They tweak these to make them work for them. And that's how it works. And I don't care. I don't care, because these used to be things. I don't care that Biden did it. I don't care that Trump did it, because these are all things that we never used to hear about. But in the age of information, now it's all we fucking talk about because it's so readily available to us as a society. And a lot of it probably fucking shouldn't be. A lot of the international affairs stuff that's happening behind the scenes, we shouldn't be privy to most of it, because a lot of the society that we live amongst can't fucking handle it. And that's why it was always done in the dark anyway. Like, we probably don't want to know half the shit going on anyway. But I don't give a flying fuck about the left or the right fucking withholding goddamn money from a foreign country. I don't care. I've always thought it was stupid from both of them.
I don't think that that's the problem. I think that the bigger problem is the people. So, like, I don't think that it's the fact that we're in the age of information that now it's a problem that we know these things. I think before we probably knew a lot of this stuff, the information was there. It's that we've added in, we've just injected in a whole lot of people who are giving their opinions, they're giving their takes, they're giving information that should not be there, giving information or giving their takes.
We're the only ones that should be on there. So
hell yeah, dude. And so, like, the problem is that there's a whole lot of fake news that comes with this that like makes it to where it's like we have the same information we had before. It's just now we've got a whole lot of propaganda that comes from opposing sides, no matter what it is. And it's gonna be what did I say?
You said the FN.
My bad. But yeah, there's like propaganda no matter what now. And I think that's the bigger problem is no matter what happens, there's going to be some opposing propaganda that comes in to convince you that it's either not so bad or it's much worse than you thought it was or whatever else.
Fair enough. I got a little detour for us real quick before we move on to any more topics. I kind of hoping Phil ever gets his ass on here. I'm not going to stay up all night just waiting for him. But since Kevin was able to join us tonight, I had to get this one pulled up. In 2020, more men and women are likely to consider sex with a robot. Would you ever have sex with a robot?
Yes.
Aw, look at that. Yeah. So we got our sex robot expert with us tonight.
That's not true.
In 2016, Harmony, the world's first AI sex robot, was designed by a tech firm called Realbotics. Giggity. According to 2020 survey data, more than 1 in 5 Americans, 22%, say they would consider having sex with a robot. This is an increase from the survey conducted in 2017. Wow. So people have been home all day.
I'm surprised it's not up higher.
I'm not surprised it's up, though. Like, how many people have been sitting there looking across the living room and going, there's something missing in my life?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, in the year of social distancing, you can't tell me that number's not surprisingly low. You would think that without people being able to get shit-faced and go out to the bar and get hammered drunk with a bunch of, skanks or whore dudes at the bar for last call, take them home, you'd think that this would be way higher.
Just a little bit more.
You want to see the picture?
Bit more. Yeah. That looks like somebody. I can't tell.
They did design. Like. They designed most of these after. I'm trying to remember. We read.
What are you doing here?
We made one looks like you. What?
As a field reporter, I
feel like the creepiest place to work with all these like fake bodies hanging like meat hooks.
Oh
yeah, like at night it's time to leave and you shut off all the lights and you've got all these like bodies just hanging. You're like, is that move? Oh my goodness.
Oh shit.
Like that one right there. That image right there.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the
on this one?
No, you and I both know that sex robots is the farthest at the bottom of my list. So I think if anyone here is fantasizing about a building full of Kitty Couric robots, it's one of you three.
Ooh.
Why are there blue ones?
Oh, look at that.
Have you never seen fucking
God.
What's that?
Is that a robot making a robot?
Rorschach and fucking Dr. Manhattan. What is that?
Is it James Cameron having like blue people fantasies again?
No. What the fuck is The Watchmen? That's what it is.
Avatar?
Oh yeah, that too.
Oh, Watchmen.
I was thinking Avatar, but yeah.
No, I was thinking Watchmen because naked people and fucking blowing people up with your brain.
I would probably not start with a can opener, Project Sad Face. I'd probably like vacuum
can opener.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, I haven't been able to read the comments.
Lay you've ever had, 100% the best lay ever. If you had me as a robot, you'd be so satisfied. So satisfied.
America Inside Out. That was the fucking title of the article.
The vibrations were tremendous.
The vibrations were tremendous. I've never known another woman to enjoy my vibrations more than any other girl. My vibrations are the best ever.
I mean, speaking of, I don't know if this was on the docket, but can we talk about Trump beating COVID faster than anybody ever?
He's got the best DNA ever. The doctors analyzed
it was miraculous.
The antibodies, probably the best antibodies.
The doctors
the best antibodies.
They've never seen antibodies as good as mine. My antibodies are the best antibodies in all of America. 100%. Best antibodies ever.
Much better than Joe Biden's.
I did see
Joe Biden would have died if he didn't have my antibodies.
Three
you
times
see the
over.
one where what if Trump's antibodies are part of the actual cure for COVID? Now everybody's got to get Trump DNA injected into them.
Yeah,
and that fucking just
no wonder so many people are saying they're not
shows
taking
that
the
one
vaccine.
fucking chick going no.
Oh fuck. This reminds me of an episode of Ishizaku Reviewers, and Trump sex dolls would come with a non-disclosure agreement.
Oh yes.
I'll pay you $700.
You know what?
Not to,
you know what though? Project Sad Face. You would not have to pay tax on the Trump sex doll, so that's something.
That's a start.
Nobody.
Only $750. That's okay.
I hope the doll wouldn't be that much. I'm not paying time for Trump
Let's
sex.
not shortchange my Americans. I'll give my Americans everything they want. $750,000 to not say they had sex with me.
People just block out the fact that almost.
I think it's getting creepier talking about Trump's sex life than it is sex robots.
Let's talk about Trump's not only his miraculous recovery. How about the fucking media just losing their fucking mind when he did come out and say he got it? For the next 72 hours was Trump's dead. He's dying. He's gonna fucking die. Blah, blah, blah. It was just holy shit, rabble, 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 rabble. Some of the craziest.
The media said that?
Oh yeah, there was all kinds of. You ever fucking get on Twitter? Jesus Christ! All these blue checkmark journalists are
oh yeah,
Trump's just doing this for this
gonna
reason.
Die. I can't wait till Trump dies from COVID. Oh my god.
Trump vaccine provided by Obamacare. That'd be so fucked up.
Jesus Christ.
It is 2020. You never know. It might happen.
Yeah, crazier things have happened.
Trump would do it just to piss people off and get Democrats to not like Obamacare just by posing
Oh my
it that
god.
way. Yeah. That's all Trump has to do if he wants to get rid of Obamacare and say he likes it. And then
Kevin?
boom.
I know. I don't know why you can do that.
Kevin, you got some parting words?
Don't put your dick in an electrical outlet. Don't do drugs. Stay in school. Drink your milk. And prostitutes are lying 90% of the time.
The other 10%.
The other 10% is up to you to decide.
Fair enough.
Well said.
Love y'all. I gotta go.
All right. Love them sex robots. We'll see you next time, buddy. Thanks for
Peace.
jumping on. Deuces. All right. So where did we end off? We're still talking sex. Oh no, the conspiracies.
Trump's COVID. Well,
yeah.
I don't know about conspiracy theories, but it's
there was a bunch.
There were some for sure. I mean, I liked what we were talking about most last night, like body doubles and stuff like that. That was really good. But did you watch the video of him saying I'm fine, I'm great? Oh, the best doctors,
Yep.
The doctors were great. Did you guys watch this?
Yeah.
We got to pull that video up, dude. It sounds nothing like him. Like he sounds.
Oh my god!
Like
you sound like a conspiracy theorist.
I'm not kidding. It sounds weird. It sounds like he's like I don't know, like he's high or like he just came off of anesthesia or like he's got like he just got like, you know, done from the dentist or like he's got like gauze in his mouth or something. Like the way he's talking, it just sounds, his voice, his teeth, like the way his mouth is moving, everything is just so weird in the way he's talking the whole time.
Are you talking like this one?
Yeah.
Maybe I think so.
It's one where he's not as orange as he normally is.
Wall Street Journal ad.
I want to begin by thanking all of the incredible medical professionals, the doctors, the nurses, everybody at Walter Reed Medical Center. I think it's the finest in the world for the incredible job they've been doing. I came here, wasn't feeling so well. I feel much better now. We're working hard to get me all the way back. I have to be back because we still have to make America great again. We've done an awfully good job of that.
So what are we claiming here? Because he's not wearing his orange makeup. That's about it.
Yeah, his hair is messed up as well, but
his hair sucks always.
No, he's got his part is like much farther off.
Yeah, it looks like a rushed. It looks like a rushed video. It does, but
yeah, or it looks like he just got out of bed. Yeah, but it like the way he's talking, it just sounds. It doesn't sound like normal Trump. Like it doesn't. I don't know. It's. I mean, maybe he's like overtired. Maybe he's been up all night. That's what it.
Maybe he's got COVID.
Maybe, but he says he doesn't. Right?
Oh no, he admits that he has it. He got over it.
Yes, which means he doesn't have it. If he got over it, he doesn't have it. So to say he has COVID right now.
Oh, so he can go to the debate now. Okay.
Yeah. I think the reason he looks and sounds more disheveled than normal is because he's an eccentric fucking weirdo at heart. Like he's so strange. He's a very strange human being. And he doesn't like feeling weak. And I think getting COVID and going through that, I don't think he feels like he's as intimidating a force as he normally feels. And I think that's why he probably looks and sounds disheveled, because he's very egotistical about his appearance and his aura. And I think that this kind of made him feel more human than he's comfortable with.
Looks
very much like Nick Nolte.
Yeah. I think he's overtired. Like that's what it seems like to me. Like he's exhausted. That's what what I think. But he definitely just sounds different. He's talking different. The way he's moving his mouth is different. His voice sounds different. But his voice sounds just like he's exhausted, and that's why I throw everything else into that same package. Is because when your voice sounds exhausted, your hair's all messed up. You know you didn't have time to do your makeup. It just seems like he's exhausted.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's silly. He was probably up all night getting poked and prodded and taking experimental drugs. Probably didn't sleep worth a shit, and then and then he's like, I got to campaign somehow, get a fucking camera in here. Mr. President, you haven't slept all night. I don't give a shit. Give me some clothes. We're fucking doing this right here. Pull up a table. Give me some flags. Give me a suit. I need a lapel pin. Like, that's probably. Can
you imagine if he wins? If he wins and we have him for another 4 years, you imagine how shitty he's going to look by the end of his second term? Like every president looks like shit after their 8 years, right? Like they just look like they've aged 25 years. He's going to look like he's aged 1,000 years. It's going to be
already starting to look like he aged a lot.
Yeah.
Let me see if.
They were popping up pictures of him. The picture, like the stock photo they were using when it was the election night of him smiling. He looks happy. He looks, like he did 4 years ago, I guess. But in 4 years, he does not look the same. Like it's glaringly obvious. It's so crazy how much the weight of that job wears on a person. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm trying to find good ones here. Sometimes you find these really good like comparison pictures, like next to each other of 4 years apart, 8 years apart.
What is?
Oh my God, Newsweek. Here's what Donald Trump may look like. Oh, fuck off. Like, it's probably like a fucking picture of a turd.
Oh yeah.
No, CNN. Nope, not doing it. I refuse to click on any CNN articles anymore.
Let me see.
I just can't do it.
You are so weird.
You're weird.
You're weird.
Do you?
I know.
No.
I can't find any good ones. That's all right.
You're a cow.
I mean, I don't know if you guys are football fans, but I've got.
What would Biden look like?
What?
He'd look like a zombie. Anyway, sorry. What do you got for football? I won my fantasy football. Fucking, I was losing my ass off, and somehow I pulled off a W this week.
Oh, really? I same thing. I totally forgot to go to my draft. Actually, I was like waiting all day, and then it turns out I had missed it. Like I thought it was at 9, and it turned out it was at 6. So I was pretty upset, but I ended up getting a really good team. So I'm pretty happy with who I got. But you guys watch NFL, right?
On occasion. I'm not big into it. I just watch the fantasy part of it. If I got somebody I care about, I'll watch.
I've actually got the Bears game up right now.
I'm a big Falcons fan, and here.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I wish they would just make a decision on fucking Julio Jones if I can put him in my IR or not.
No shit.
Oh, they
tired
never.
of this.
They do
Fucking
this every
bullshit.
year.
I know. I always tell myself I don't want Julio Jones, and then I'm like, fuck it. There's nobody else that's worth a shit to grab. Yeah, that's why nobody fucking ever grabs him, and I'm always the dumbass.
He's got another year in him.
Yeah.
So this is a article on Facebook. It says it hurts my heart to hear this happened in Atlanta. Atlanta, Georgia AP, a 7-year-old boy, was at the center of a Cobb County courtroom drama yesterday when he challenged a court ruling over who should have custody of him. The boy has a history of being beaten by his parents, and the judge initially awarded custody to his aunt in keeping with child custody law and regulation requiring that the family unit be maintained to the highest degree possible. The boy surprised the court when he proclaimed that his aunt beat him more than his parents, and he admittedly refused to live with her. When the judge suggested that he live with his grandparents, the boy cried and said that they also beat him. After considering the remainder of the immediate family and learning that domestic violence was apparently a way of life among them, the judge took unprecedented steps of allowing the boy to propose who should have custody of him. After 2 recesses to check legal references and confer with the child's welfare officials, the judge granted temporary custody to the Atlanta Falcons, who the boy firmly believed are not capable of beating anyone.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Shit. Yes, love that. Well, Tampa Bay is ahead of Chicago right now, so Tom Brady still got a little bit of magic. Bastard.
Yeah.
Well, that's a quick turnaround. Didn't they just play Monday?
Tampa Bay?
Yeah, I thought their game got postponed till Monday, and then they're already playing Thursday.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah,
I
guess because it got postponed. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Maybe it was.
Oh well. Let's see. We can start jumping in. We talked about Trump's taxes. I guess let's get into it and start rounding this bitch out a little bit. And then we can do any post-show talk for a little bit if we want to. But yeah, let's get in the last one because that's what everybody fucking wants to fight about these days. Is apparently
let's do it.
Care about some old rich fucking dude's taxes. Let me pull up the article real quick. I just hate this topic. This is fucking.
I like it. It is very multi-layered. There's a lot of levels to it.
So going off the headline itself, New York Times, Trump paid $750 in U.S. income taxes in 2016, 2017. Donald Trump just paid $700, blah, blah, blah. It repeats the same thing. New York Times is, that's why I went with ABC on here, because New York Times wrote the same article 7 different ways and said the exact same thing. They get the original credit for it, but fuck them. Whoa, somebody's playing it. Now, so I could not find the original New York Times article where buried at the bottom of it, and I don't know if it shows it in this one or not, what Trump actually paid in his taxes in those 2 years. He only owed $750. So we can argue what he took advantage of and what he didn't, but he actually paid $5.2 million combined between those 2 years in taxes, and the IRS is withholding that money currently upon his request of, hey, I'm going to owe future taxes potentially, so just hang on to that, blah, 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 or whatever, however the fuck it goes. Plus, now, the onions of this, or the onion layers that Tom was mentioning, he's in litigation for a long time over an audit or some shit and some prior companies, and that he had let go and took stocks and blah, blah, blah. But let's start with just this headline. This is a fake news headline. Whatever we want to say about his taxes, we can get in the rest of that. Trump paid $750 in U.S. income taxes 2016, 2017. That's what he owed, so that's what he paid. Nothing wrong with that. Can we all agree on that?
Sure.
Seems acceptable to me.
Okay. All the low information voters is what I would probably lead it to. That's all they care about is that fucking headline. And that's all you hear about. Now we can go in deeper. Tom, you made some good points earlier on actual tax issues that Trump may have that are probably worth actually having a conversation about. But most of your low information voters are just focused on this $750. And Kamala Harris fucking said it last night too.
Drink.
Like, was that one of the words? I don't know. But
BFM.
She said it last night. You know, she fucking said it last night, and I was just like right away. I'm like, God damn it! Like I didn't even yell fake news on that one. I yelled it about everything else, but I was just so annoyed with it because, yeah, I said it again. But that's all last night was propaganda, FN, and yeah, conspiracies. So
yeah, I mean,
beyond that,
some of it,
Tom, what do you got?
Some of it's tax avoidance. So, like, it ends up at $750 because some of the things that he claimed he shouldn't have been able to claim. Some of it was tax write-offs for things that he shouldn't be able to write off. Some of it was, and it was similar, like in some of his businesses. And a lot of these things, people are getting like business taxes confused with his personal taxes. And there's a lot of conspiracy theories going on there. But there were like a lot of times where Ivanka Trump is employed by his company. I think it's like even a VP. But then she also gets consulting fees from the company at the end of every year so that they can pay out extra money to not have profits. But all in all, like, what the biggest thing to come from the taxes is that he has failing businesses, hardcore failing businesses, and it is pretty like easy to see that his brand is all that matters. His name on buildings, him being on The Apprentice, him becoming president, Him looking like a successful businessman is where all of his money goes to. So Trump has his brand so that he can be on The Apprentice, where he makes like $306 million. But that $306 million goes to funds for his failing businesses. So he has to use the money from The Apprentice to make sure that his failing businesses stay afloat so that he can continue looking like he's rich, so that he can keep his brand, so that he can stay on The Apprentice, so that he can, keep funding his failing businesses so that he can look rich. It's like a vicious circle that it's all kind of
so you're saying
to me.
He took out The Apprentice and replaced it with the POTUS.
Yeah. Yes. Like it's all about his brand to look like a successful businessman, because most of his money comes from like photo shoots and appearances and, all sorts of other things that have nothing to do with his businesses, but they do have to do with his brand looking like a successful businessman. And so that's everything to him, is looking like a successful businessman so that he can continue funding his failing businesses, so that he can look like a successful businessman, so he can fit. Like it's just a vicious cycle.
So none of that matters to me on politics. It honestly doesn't.
Yeah, sure.
It's about his policies and what we're trying to accomplish as a country. That's why I'm just not interested in his fucking taxes. I just think it's stupid.
On politics, I think it matters because lots of people vote for him thinking of him as a successful businessman. That's what he is. He's, the king negotiator. He's the deal maker, and like it is working. Yes, like so that he can sell books, so that he can be, on shows, and yes, like it is working, but it doesn't mean that he's actually, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Like in my head, it doesn't mean he's actually a good businessman. It means he's a good like publicist, or he's good at molding a brand to make people like him, which is why he ends up with a cult-like following.
Well, isn't that what America's turned into, is just fucking a brand goddamn economy at this point? Like every goddamn company I ever it's just like everybody's like, don't damage the brand. Don't damage the brand. And fuck Tony, one of our earliest episodes, like I talked about how fucking gross I thought that whole thing was. And every time my company says, don't damage the brand, I'm like, fuck you.
No, it's not business, it's individuals, because everybody's a brand now. In the day of social media, you are your own brand. Like you are your fucking brand, because if you have any notoriety or you promote yourself in any form or fashion, you are your brand. So you're kind of representing your own brand all the fucking time. And yeah, the Trump brand is one of the most influential brands in the world right now. Whether you like him or not, whether you hate him or love him, it doesn't matter. You all know the Trump brand, and a lot of people fly that brand in their fucking yards or on their bumper of their fucking pickup truck. It's a little disgusting, like you said. The day of the brand, but it is what it is.
I mean, I don't think it's disgusting. I just think it's always interesting to think, like, how is it that this guy who doesn't seem to be able to like think far enough to make a plate in a buffet restaurant, like his brain just doesn't seem to be that intricate. But then you find out, like, oh, the businesses that apparently are so successful, that are so that he's just killing it with, that he's such a great negotiator, and he's the deal maker, and he's the writing books, The Art of the Deal, because everybody needs to know how to make a deal like Donald Trump. Like, it turns out it's all just more of a facade so that he can look like a businessman, because he's more interested in the fame that comes from it instead of actually making money.
So he's just promoting his brand like he's a successful person, because making your brand look good is kind of business 101.
Sure, but it's not working for him. He's losing money at a ridiculous.
I think it's working quite well, depending on what side you're looking at it from.
I mean, that's true. He's making a lot of money being president right now.
So
no, he's only making
Tom,
$1 a year.
$1 a year, yeah. So here we go. Taxes. President not taking a check. So Tom, Tom, I know you had a lot on this whole part of him not taking a check, and your thoughts on it. I'll let you volley. It's yours.
Okay, so Trump. It's true. Trump doesn't take his check, but he does a lot of things that cost American taxpayers a lot of money. So, like what the other day I was talking
impeached, that fucker. No, sorry.
Yeah.
I just had to throw that in
yeah,
there.
like getting impeached. The freaking jerk had to go and get impeached. Cost us so much money. Then on top of that, he takes like private jets instead of taking Air Force One, which costs us money. He goes to, Mar-a-Lago on a consistent basis. Supposedly he's golfed 20 times more just in like 1 year than Obama did in all 8 years. And Mar-a-Lago, somebody the other day was like, Tom, stop complaining about Mar-a-Lago. He owns Mar-a-Lago. Like, we're not paying for that. And I was like, oh, crap, is that true? Why do I keep hearing he's paying for Mar-a-Lago? Then I go check. Yeah, no, the taxpayer still pays for him to go play at his own places where he has not relinquished ownership of, like every other president in the history of presidencies. But then he also, his campaign money, like all of his donations for his campaign, whereas every other candidate donated all of their money to charity, and they always do, he kept all of his millions of dollars. He kept all of it and used that to fund.
He should be like all the other politicians that just let their wife keep their stock in Big Pharma or fucking like Heinz ketchup or whatever the fuck, and make all their billions of dollars through the wife. That's the more American way to do it.
Yeah,
lobbyists.
Yeah, maybe. But like, yeah, so donating his check, sure, but his check comes nowhere. Like, and when I say nowhere close, I mean like he's spending like 10 times, 20 times more on just frivolous things, living the life of a king. Whereas his paycheck would be like $400,000, he's spending like hundreds of millions of dollars on crazy stuff. So it's a bit more complicated than to just say he doesn't keep a check. He donates his check to charity, but the millions of dollars he got in campaign donations, he kept all of that. Like, come on.
Yeah, I'm trying to fact check some of it. I've never actually looked this up. So
yeah, well, and then there was also, so in his taxes, he kept saying he was being audited, and that's why he couldn't show his taxes, is because he was in the middle of being audited. Turns out he was in the middle of litigation because he had a failing business. It failed, and there's a like a tax deduction where you can say, okay, the business failed. I'm just stepping away from it. I'm not going to sell it. I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm just letting it go. It's failed. It's done. I have nothing to do with it anymore. And so that way you don't have to pay taxes on any of the profits, any of the money that came in, nothing, because you claimed it as a complete failure. So he did that. Somebody else took over that business. Then later on, he started getting stocks, money from the stocks from that company. And it turns out, instead of selling that company when he claimed it as a failure, he didn't sell it, but he negotiated big stock options, and I think it was like first choice stock options, so to where he gets paid before everybody else. And now he's getting money even though he claimed it as a failure and got like massive tax deductions on it. So the IRS came back and was like, no, dude, you owe us that money now. You sold it. Like, you got stock options. That's a sale. And he's like, no. I got stocks for it, not money. They're like, but you got money from the stocks. He's like, that's not what the tax code says. It says if I got money, I got stocks.
So until he sells those stocks, then that's when you typically pay tax on them.
Right. It's first choice stocks to where he's already seeing dividends from it regardless.
So yeah, then you have to tax the dividends, but yeah.
But it's still he's still got something in return. He still got paid for it technically. Yes.
Tom, didn't you just say he was a shitty businessman? Because you just made him sound like a fucking brilliant businessman.
Yeah, you did.
He's gonna end up having to pay all that money to the IRS, though. 1, 2, he's lost all of his money in business. All gets lost. He makes he has to keep going and doing other things and pimping out his brand in order just to keep those afloat. He's not winning at business. He's barely staying above water. And it's like when I say like the weird thing about it, and again, I'm not crapping on him for this. Like it shows like it becomes obvious that he's more worried about the way he looks as a businessman than actually being a businessman. Like he's more worried
his self-image is his top priority. Absolutely.
I think it's fame that's his top priority. Like it's being famous, because why do you care? There's lots of there's lots of billionaires and rich people that we've never even heard of. They don't care about their brand. They're not out doing interviews and running for president and doing all sorts of other stuff. He wants the love. He wants the fame.
He's always wanted to be a celebrity, and he finally achieved the pinnacle of celebrity status. And not only did he reach the pinnacle, he became notorious. So yeah, it absolutely is. He's all about the brand building, and he's good at it. Amanda, let's talk about how Trump wanted to send innocent black boys to jail, calling them super predators. How about Kamala Harris, who did send innocent black people to jail for marijuana
and kept them on death row?
Lied last night about wanting to decriminalize marijuana, but no.
I mean, that's a bit of a pivot to say like we don't like Kamala Harris either. So do we now not like Trump because he did it as well?
I think it's bad on both sides.
Well, so with the Trump thing, I can't remember if he walked that one back or not. I do remember when that happened, but at the time, like the information wasn't 100% out yet. Like the story was not framed well from the start, and then more information came out. I thought he walked it back, but that's
well, they've
one
both also done
only
bunch
a few people still hang on to that one. Oh Jesus Christ! What the hell was that? Sorry.
Oh my goodness, Trump virus 20. So but both Kamala Harris and Trump have both done a lot for like prison reform, and even though they've made a lot of people go to jail for a lot longer, they've also made sure that a lot of people get less time as well. I think that like allowing people to fix themselves is very important. Like it's something that we all need to be better at, is saying like, okay, this person screwed up, they did something wrong, but they want to make amends, they want to fix things, they want to do better. Like that's something that we should allow. And so if Trump's doing things like prison reform and stuff like that, that's something that we should I don't know if you want to say give props for, but at least let him even the playing field, or even out on his scale on that one.
Sure.
Same with Kamala Harris.
So this is really funny. Amanda's got the super predators thing mixed up with Donald Trump actually claiming Joe Biden called black people super predators. And that was actually an original attack done by Bill Clinton back in the 90s.
Yeah. That didn't sound right.
I know what she's talking about, though. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, though.
I don't know what she's talking about with Trump. I know what you're talking about with Bill Clinton, though.
Yeah.
I know what she's referencing, though. It was the Central Park 5. That's what it was. Let's see.
Yeah, I guess my overall point is just that I felt like people were always speculating and being unfair to Trump by saying like he's so like worried about how whether or not people like him, and that he's so worried about being cool and being famous and, you know, all of this other stuff that like I can't think of the word, like where you're like self-conscious, that he's a very, very self-conscious person. And I always thought,
Yes.
dude takes so much heat though. Like he'll post freaking crazy stuff on Twitter. If he was so worried about it, he wouldn't be such a nutcase all the time. Like he doesn't give a crap. That's what I see. Like I see somebody who just does not give a crap. They're willing to just say whatever's on their mind. But people kept saying, and I think taxes play into that that sort of mindset that he's
weird.
very self-conscious.
You're right. It is weird because I see arguments for both sides of it. Like he cares so much. He's so emotionally attached to his image, and he's so fragile. His ego is so fragile that they have to fabricate his rally numbers and Photoshop how many people actually attended his inauguration. He's so fragile, yet he says such outlandish shit on like Twitter that you're like, this guy can't possibly give a fuck what people think about him. Like he is the Dr. Jekyll Hyde of giving a fuck about yourself. It's ridiculous because he's one way 1 second and then he's the fucking other way. It's very weird. He is very eccentric. He's probably our most eccentric president ever.
Although I mean,
like,
it's
I
probably
can't think
true.
of one that's so wacky.
It's probably true that he plays to his audience a lot, that he says like, okay, I found a group of people that like me, they love me, they, you know, they praise me. And so what I can say whatever I want, just direct it at them, make sure they like it, make sure they're never upset with me, make sure they never, disown me or anything like that. And that way he can say the most outlandish things to a lot of other people, but as long as his base is happy with it, as long as they enjoy it, as long as they feel like he's saying the right thing, then he still gets all the love. He still gets all the praise. And that's exactly what he's looking for.
Yeah. That's why he faked
Whatever
COVID
keeps him in
after he
mind.
died from COVID.
Say that again. Chicken.
I was going to say, that's why he died from COVID and then faked having COVID.
True. Yeah. True that. True. Very true.
It was all publicity stunt. It was all about his brand. Wow. It was all about his image. Yeah. To avoid taxes. Yeah. That's all this is. It's a big game to avoid taxes. That's all the last 3.5 years it's been.
Yeah.
I wish there was actually shit that I cared about with these fucking politicians.
I know, right?
I don't care. I don't care what any of them fucking pay in their taxes, because even if they all didn't pay taxes, which wouldn't shock me in the fucking slightest, what annoys me more than the taxes is the ludicrous amounts of money that we pay them to do fucking nothing. The ridiculous amounts of jobs that were created to just have a job and earn money for doing nothing. I'm more worried about that, and then having to pay these fucking people with our taxes. I don't care what they pay in fucking taxes. I don't. It's so fucking stupid. And it's just one of those stupid buzzword fucking headlines that gets the other side all riled up. Oh, he didn't pay enough in tax. I don't fucking care.
I think it should matter. It should correlate to being, fiscally conservative, whether or not you,
Trump's not really a Republican, though. Come on.
No, he is not.
He's not. And that's like, you guys know, I've been harping on that for a long time, saying like, people are like, you're not a real Republican. You don't support Trump. I'm like, whoa, like, hold on there, buddy. Like, I don't support Trump because I am a Republican.
He kind of hijacked the Republican Party. He did.
Yes.
He did.
So this has been my biggest problem. Yeah. Like Trump overall, I don't think he's the worst thing in the world, but as a conservative, I'm not as concerned as of the Republican Party as I am more concerned for conservatism as a way of life, as an ideology. Like that's what I care about. That's my bread and butter. And I feel like he is hijacking it and moving it in another direction. And I don't like that other direction. I don't want that other direction. I want conservatism. I want, Christian values. I want traditional values. I want that stuff to stay the same.
There's a few things he moved the Republicans in the direction for the better. That they were just old men stuck in the mud and stuck in old times. Think of when was name a Republican prior to Donald Trump that praised gay rights and gay marriage and LBGT.
Trump virus said, "Oh, I thought this
he's not
was
going
a
to answer
place
that
where
question.
we could comment and have you guys post our comments and talk about them."
We do have a lot of comments catch up here. Most of it's Trump. Let's start at the top here.
I agree with you, Chicken. He definitely moved, and I'm happy about that.
It's like the whole country is like okay with it, and the Republicans weren't. And it's like, dude, right. Just fucking move on. Yeah. Like you lost that fight a long time ago.
He definitely progressed everybody on that part. Fight. Although, and then he started like banning trans people from the military, so that backtracked a little bit. But
here's a great comment from Trump virus. I feel he's very insecure about size, probably due to his tiny orange penis. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen it. I'm afraid to Google it. I don't know.
Isn't Trump virus Tom's alter ego? I thought we determined this was actually Tom in the background. Yeah. Tom, that was
somebody else.
You got somebody in the background, like typing this shit in on your phone, don't you?
How many? You guys have said that I've got like who was it? It was Washcloth. What was the other one? Something. Like the "Let's Get It On" guy for his logo.
Yeah. I remember that guy.
And now I've never seen Trump virus 20 before, so
I've seen him on here a couple times.
Okay, so this is a new one that I didn't know I created, but
Amanda says he plays to an audience, aka if you don't agree with me, you're fired. And then
you're fired.
Mysterious devil, Big Bucket Entertainment said, "Say something positive about Trump, Amanda. Can you?" And then Trump virus 20. We could make fun of him for having COVID and spreading it everywhere,
or for his tiny hands. Well, there's no way that he actually got. There's no way that he actually got rid of virus, like the virus, that quick. Like, there's no way he would be the fastest person so far in the history, like in the entire world, since COVID came about. Him getting rid of it in 4 days, he would be by far the fastest person. Like, that's crazy. And then he went back to the White House without wearing a mask and was walking around like that.
Tom, when you had COVID, how many days were you down?
So I was actually sick for 4 days. Like, I actually felt horrible, but I continued to have symptoms for 2.5 weeks.
And who says Trump doesn't have symptoms? He's playing it off. It's election season. He's got to play.
No,
this off.
No. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what he's saying. That's what Trump virus is saying, is that Trump does have it, and he is spreading it around to people because he's walking around not wearing a mask and spreading it to everybody else.
Oh God, they have to wear these fucking hazmat suits and shit anytime they go in. They're cleaning up the White House, with the small exception of people that don't give a shit. There's a small group of people that don't give a shit that they're communicating with each other. And you know what? If you don't give a shit and you go around somebody who's got the virus, it's fucking on you. Okay? It's called personal responsibility. I don't know when we lost that in this country.
And speaking of having the virus, we've got in the comments, Trump virus 20. We thought this was a place where you comment and have guys post comments and talk about them. I guess you just pick and choose. No, we're slow. So, patience, but obviously that's not going to happen.
Well, we try to have a conversation too, but love you guys.
No, we don't want to talk to each other. God no, fuck that. Boats and Hope 2020. That's for sure.
It is really hard when you get in the heat of the moment on a conversation or trying to research something. Because I got 8 windows on my computer right now. Usually I have 2 screens so I can monitor both, and I'm in my garage, so I only got 1 screen tonight, so it makes it a little tough.
Yeah,
Project Sad Face says they hate me and they post all my comments. We don't hate you.
Yeah, we don't hate you.
I hate them. So, there's a balance between when we read the comments, we end up changing subjects over and over because each person's saying something different and we go off in a different direction every single comment that we read. But if we actually get into a conversation and it's a deep conversation where we're going back and forth, this is likely more entertaining for the audience than us switching topics every 30 seconds. So it's a balance where we got to go back and forth from comments to topics.
Oh, we mentioned Pelosi.
Care for all.
I bet Tom's got a half chub now.
Leave it the streets. 75. We know his crush on Nancy.
3/4.
I didn't send it to you, Tom. I did do a face swap of you on Nancy Pelosi's body, and it looks better than Nancy Pelosi. No,
no, I don't believe that. Nancy Pelosi is a
Trump virus is
babe.
Getting really itchy in the comments. They only started posting my shit after I said they pick and choose. Okay, well, all right.
We hadn't posted any comments.
Project Sad Face. I mean, maybe they are biased, but they're pretty good at getting to your posts. Thank you, Project Sad Face. I love you too. Here's positive about Trump. He's got a hot wife. There you go.
That is true.
It's not as if we saw Trump viruses comment and we were like, oh no, we're gonna get in trouble. We have to start reading the comments because Trump virus is gonna get us.
You know what, Trump virus, let us know when it's okay for us to do another show. We're gonna need your permission moving forward, and we will just make sure we'll wait for you to come on before we even go live. I'll give you my personal number, you send me a text and let me know when everything's good to go, you're comfortable.
He already has it. He's the one sending all the Viagra texts.
It might be well. He thinks my name's Leroy. Then, So, okay. Backstory. I gotta explain that one. It's an inside joke. So, my phone I've had for I changed my number like 3-4 years ago, and ever since then I've been getting these random texts about dick pills for a guy named Leroy. And I'm not going to say his last name because it's somebody who lives in Nebraska, but you can probably Google him and look him up if I gave you his last name. But because I have, and I know where he lives, and he has a small business there in Lincoln. So this dude apparently is really, really in need of dick pills. I'm not fucking kidding you, 5 text messages a day. Leroy, check out this newest dick pill. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I can't get rid of them. It comes from a different number. They're all bots. Yeah, Leroy Jenkins. It's not Leroy Jenkins, but no, it's fucking awful every day. Like,
I know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know what it is. It's Tony signing you up for stuff online using your phone number over every time Tony has to like sign up for something that he doesn't want his wife to see.
Uses my number.
Yeah, he uses your phone number instead.
I try to get to his mailbox before he does so I can take all the free samples they send him without him knowing that.
I don't have one around me. I have to wear one for like 9 hours a day at work. It sucks.
I'm alone in my basement.
I really like this one. It reminds me of the like ninja version of the Power Rangers.
That is a thong.
Oh crap. My bad.
Rose is not going to be happy.
Yeah. Tom, are you in my hamper again?
All right. We get all caught up on the comments.
Well, Trump
before we get in trouble again.
I get scolded. I get those are about have money ready to send to your account, but it's for some guy named Casey. Shit.
That's fucking terrible.
All right. Hey, Trump virus, give us some more comments before we move on to something else or sign off.
I had this.
You gotta have closing comments, Trump.
I worked with this guy's big black guy when I was delivering at
Ask and receive.
Oh, bias is right. All these guys do is take up for Trump every chance they get. Every time someone says something bad about Trump, they say, I don't think that's true. Have you
listened to anything?
Has my mic been on mute this whole time? Has my mic been on? Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes,
I thought I could.
These comments made me retarded. Yes.
Wow.
With the hard R. Yes.
Yes, with the hard R. Put your mask back on. Damn it.
Yeah.
I shit on Trump when it's due, when he does something completely fucking stupid most of the time on Twitter.
But, yeah. Well, he does a lot of stupid shit. Oh my god. This is why I've never bothered to even follow him on Twitter, read his tweets on Twitter.
Oh, it's so bad. It's
just awful. It's awful.
Here's the thing that like there's a fucking social like little mechanism we all have right now. It's the super tribalism that we have prior to the election. We're fucking less than 30 days out. Everybody's digging their heels in, including us, whether we know it or not sometimes. Especially the more I drink, the more biased I'll get with it. So yeah, it's the nature of the beast right now. You go back and watch our videos 6 months ago. I was pretty like, fuck, I hope they get a good Democratic candidate because I don't know if I really want Trump or not. But then they picked Biden, so I picked my side, put on my MAGA hat, and told everybody to fuck off and pick a side. So yeah, I don't know. I've been pretty consistent on that.
Guess what I did? I didn't pick a side.
You seem to really be sticking up for Trump all the time, though. You just think everything he says.
No,
is just
no.
awesome.
I just like to do it because it's the only way to argue with Tom.
Oh,
yeah. It's about time too. It's about time too.
Man. Tom had a full chub this week when I finally said, "All right, I'll argue."
Yes, the other day I was actually
and
like,
I had to take the Trump side. It was horse shit.
Did you see Phil's response video to the debate review video where he's like, Tom, the reason that Tony did this is because you have to let the audience know what's going on. It's called show business. And me and Tony, we know all about show business.
Actually, he called it info peppering.
Yes, I was in the middle of responding to that. I actually, my dad, the reason we moved to Georgia from New York is because my dad had a award-winning TV show. He's literally got like 20 something awards there. Me and my family all grew up in production and like all of this other stuff. And I'm in the middle of making a response video to his response video. Saying like, no, he just doesn't take a stance. And I'm like playing like all of these clips of you just talking about stuff without actually taking a stance. And then you started debating with me that day. So I was like, oh,
well, see, intuition. I said, yeah, I'm not gonna let Tom finish this. Fuck him. I like how. I'm going to go ahead and go back here a second. Where did it go?
Which one?
This one here. You need to watch more of their videos. That kind of goes to the point you were just talking about there, Tom. That whole info peppering thing Phil defended me on, which was awfully nice of him because we have to assume that not all of these people watch all of our shows every fucking week. And if there's something that we've touched on before, I always get on a hitch where I try to recap what we've already discussed or what the topic is because Tom loves it. Tom loves when I talk about stuff that he already knows like way more than I know about it, obviously, because he's a genius.
You know,
so
the Second Amendment's about guns.
Yeah. If I try to summarize something that he's obviously an expert on it, like you can just see his skin crawling and it makes him super uncomfortable.
Not at all. Phil. So like I enjoy arguing with people. So like even like regardless of what the topic is, I want to argue with people on it. But when somebody like Phil, where I like know I am dominating their arguments and they're still like going in circles and ignoring what I'm saying and pretending like I'm not saying what I'm saying and just like pretending they're not saying what they're saying, that's when I'm sitting there. It's like, what is happening right now? Like we all saw somebody have a meltdown experiencing this recently, so it can be frustrating.
Let's read for those just listening in. Project Sadface, you might be paid by them to make people post so I don't listen to you. I can see what I see. That was pretty funny.
Project Sadface is simping for the dog and chicken show. Yeah.
All right. Yes.
I do want to go to that virtual debate question that Justin had, though.
All right.
Here we go.
Let's hit that.
So this is probably a good one to wrap the night up on, and then we'll hit the last of the comments and kill this and jump over to a post show for a little bit or something. But thoughts on a virtual debate? I know Trump said absolutely not. He'll just go campaign and do a rally.
I think he's going to renege on that. I think he'll come around on the whole virtual debate thing, especially if the Biden camp is like, well, fuck no, you're not coming anywhere near us. You're not going to be in the same building as us. But obviously, he's still going to want to debate. So I think they'll come around on that. I actually expect that to kind of get announced within the next few days. Just a prediction.
I don't think he's going to, because he can't show body language. He can't like dominate a stage. He doesn't know how to dominate like when you get a camera in front of your face. Trump's usually being the one that's on camera and only one on camera. He's not going to want to share that. Like this. He won't, like this type of format. Even if it was just two people, he would never want to do that, because he's got to share the stage and somebody can hit that fucking mute button. He's not in control of the situation. Like, it's really easy on here to lose control of this type of stage. Somebody just starts shouting over each other, and this turns into fucking chaos on here. But it's easily controlled with a simple button of fucking mute and bye. And so he won't do it. He won't do it. I'm telling you.
I think if it comes down to not having it or having.
Oh, I didn't hear what Tony said.
I didn't either.
Oh, sorry. I said if it comes down to not having one or having a virtual debate, I think he'd rather have a virtual than having none at all. But I hope we get to have it one way or another.
Yeah, because even if they're on stage, one of the things that people kept talking about is, why don't they just mute his mic once in a while? And like, even if they did that, the other people who were sitting up there, Chris Wallace and Biden and everybody, would still be able to hear Trump talking over them the entire time. But I think a virtual debate would actually be much more beneficial, to where they could actually say, like, hey, when we go to somebody's screen, everybody's muted. Everyone. Yeah. They have 2 minutes and that's it. Nobody else can talk whatsoever. And like, I know that Tony and Phil were pretty upset about the fact that Wallace kept like trying to like correct them and get them to stay on topic and stuff like that. So if they actually had implemented that into a virtual debate, even Wallace or whoever the moderator is still wouldn't be able to jump in and say something.
Yeah, I'm not against. I'm not against the virtual debate though. Like, I kind of hope they do it. It'd be interesting to see it, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I really don't.
Same. Joe Jorgensen 2020.
Dakota.
I'm leaning that way. Not gonna lie.
Hold on. Go back up to Brant. So Brant says you think you're done. So look, I will admit there's a chance a lot of the times that I'm just clueless and I have absolutely no clue what I'm talking about. But there are a lot of things that I have spent a lot of time studying, and like that, if you go watch my shows, you will see, like, from the very beginning, I have changed my mind on so many things and just admitted that I was wrong so many times, to where my entire like life has changed because of the things that I've decided to like really dig into and learn and read books on and all the other stuff. On almost every streaming Saturday show that I have, I admit that I'm wrong at least once or twice, because I screw stuff up sometimes. But there are times when I know like it's an opinion and we're just having a conversation and different people think different things, and that's that. But there are other times where I'm like 100% that I'm positive, or that my argument's just better and that I'm just not being convinced. If I was convinced and it was better, I would switch over to the other side. I think everybody probably thinks that of themselves though. So maybe it's not like as strong as I think it is in my own head. Probably everybody thinks, yeah, like whatever the best argument is, whatever the best truth is, that's what I'm going to go with. That's I'm not a biased person. Everybody probably thinks the same thing. So it's probably not as I would imagine it is.
I got to read this for anybody just listening.
Just as fast as Hillary.
Yeah. So Justin Chris said, took the words right out of my typing chicken. He will hit that escape key just as fast as Hillary hit the delete button. That's funny.
Project Sad Face. Good show, guys. Got me pretty triggered at times. So awesome. Can't wait till the next one. We thank you for watching. Absolutely. And we definitely
hopefully
do
we
not
get a
hate
debate soon. Yes.
He's virtue signaling to Trump virus right now. He's saying that we triggered him. He's
sounds like postponing debate a week. So maybe we will have another one. Oh, I said it again, Drew.
Well, but I mean, if we're still talking about postponing it a week, like by the time that rolls around, is there going to be another reason to postpone it again? Like I feel like this was kind of what the Biden camp. Well, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like this is what the Biden camp wanted anyway. Was okay. Now we have a reason to postpone it.
$20 says Biden gets it before the election.
Oh God!
I mean,
I hope
can
not,
I say
honestly?
Everybody, I feel like after the last primary debate where it was Trump and Hillary, everybody was going off like hardcore about how that was the worst debate they've ever seen in their lives. Yeah. Like it was such an embarrassment. Nothing could ever be that bad. And then I feel like as soon as the Trump Biden debate started, they all just forgot about the Hillary Trump debate and just were like, oh, this is the worst debate I've ever seen. It was such embarrassment, the worst thing ever. And I'm like,
I thought it was entertaining.
I think it comes down to we had 8 years of one of the most eloquently spoken presidents in quite a long time in Barack Obama. Like the dude could talk and make you feel good even if you didn't believe in what the fuck he was saying. Like the dude can speak. We had 8 years of that.
He was a very likable person.
Oh yeah, very likable personality, absolutely. And
very presidential.
Then we got Trump versus Hillary, and people are like, what the fuck is this? So the bar was up here in terms of like speaking on a presidential podium. The fucking bar's down here now. So clearing it's not so hard these days.
Yep. Well, fuck, boys. I think that about wraps it up. We'll see if there's more debates next week. If they do anything, we'll be sure to jump on it. If there's any super breaking news or anything fun and special, I'll be in a hotel most of the week, so who knows? Maybe I'll jump on, and we'll have some fun there.
That's a good idea, Justin. Chris, right there. New Year's Eve show. If we're all super fucking lame and have nowhere to be other than our podcasting basement, yeah, that'll be me. Obama was a lying sack of shit, but he spoke real nice. Thanks, Brennan Roy.
Yeah, no, he's right. He's absolutely right. Worst president ever. Still believe that.
If I wanted to hear the president debate, I'd just tune into you fuckers over talking. Well, that's fair. Well said, Amanda. Laugh my ass off. I like it. This is great. All right, good stuff. I think let's kill it for the evening. Thanks, especially Trump Virus 20. Thank you for watching, specifically you, and tolerating our awful Uber right way. Like, can you imagine if the fucker was watching and Phil was on tonight? Like, there's oh my god, the comment
trigger.
Like, if Phil was on, the comments would have been non-existent because there's no way he would have gotten through any of it.
He wouldn't have even commented. He would have watched for 2 seconds and been like, "Oh no.
Look at this Sean Hannity looking motherfucker." Click.
Yeah.
Sean Hannity.
Yeah.
That's don't get Phil excited about that.
Yeah, no.
Tom,
all right.
Plug your shit, say goodnight.
Appreciate everybody watching. Make sure before you go, you hit those thumbs up buttons and then make your way over to the Tomfoolery Show. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch now as well. I run a bipartisan show on mostly politics and philosophy. We try to dig into what it is that makes you believe the things that you believe. We do lots of debates. We go over debates. We break down debates. We enjoy arguing a lot, and then we do lots of reviews and podcasts and stuff like that. So whenever you're on your way to work, make sure that you look up the Tomfoolery Podcast on any podcast platform and check us out.
Awesome. Appreciate you joining us, Tom. As always, Tony, say goodnight to the folks at home.
Good night to the folks at home.
Now his video clears up all of a sudden.
I know, right?
Seriously?
It's the first time we can actually
It's been choppy all night.
Out.
Has it been choppy?
The worst thing ever.
We're getting closer. Like literally tomorrow, I have the Glenwood install guys coming to do internet. I'm getting rid of Windstream. It's going out tomorrow. They don't quite have the fiber optic cables installed yet. Yeah, but I'll be joining you guys next week on like Yahoo Messenger, so bear with me.
You run out of those free AOL CDs.
Nobody fucking remembers what that is. Oh my god. I just dated myself. Yahoo
that's
Messenger.
Fantastic.
I'm old as fuck. Yeah. The AOL CDs, we used to throw those in the microwave to do a fireworks show with.
Just to see, yeah. Be like,
I would pick up. Yeah, I'd pick up like packs of them every time. It'd be like, guys, I got so many. I got so many internets.
I am Discman.
Yeah. I got them for free. They had an amazing deal. They were just letting me take them, guys. I'm going to sell them to you for like $50.
So many free trials, you guys.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Outstanding.
All right, folks.
Right. Link to after show.
Yeah, it's scrolling across the bottom there. I'll post the link. Sign up to our locals thing. We don't use it very often. That's pretty much all we use it for anymore because locals kind of pissed me off. But anyway, dogandchickenshow.locals.com. Jump over there if you would like to jump over to the post show. You can listen in or jump on from your phone or whatever device you have and chat away with us. Probably won't be a super long post show, but well, we'll talk some shit over there for sure. But appreciate everybody tuning in. As always, don't hate each other just because you vote for one or the other. Just yell at each other for it. Have some fun with it. Have a few drinks. Dog and chicken fuckers. Thanks, Trump virus. Love you too. Hit that subscribe button so we can trigger you some TDS going on here. I love it. All right. Anyway, appreciate y'all as always. Love you. Bye.